teachers of English, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Yesterday we saw something else. Today we are going to add. We saw yesterday the use of at. Today we are going to see the use of on. But before beginning, I have to apologize myself because of the time. I don't care about warm-up and other rubrics. How can you teach on to pupils? You have to proceed like this. Take an object like this, the cup. Put it on the table. You may put a piece of chalk, you may put exercise book, whatever you like. When you put on the table, you ask them, look class, what is on the table? Let them say, for example, cup or a cup. Ask them, the cup is where? They are going to tell you on the table. Now, you focus yourself by saying on. On. Today, we are going to see the use of on. You ask individually to repeat on, and then quarterly, so that you hear the way they are pronouncing the word. Now, when you put the cup on the table and they know already what they are going to be taught, you continue the lesson. You make a model sentence. The cup is on the table. The cup is on the table. You ask individually, pupils, and you quarrel. Now you ask the question again. What is on the table? What is on the table? Let pupils give the answer, because they know already that the cup is on the table. A pupil can answer, the cup is on the table. Now, apart from the cup, you take another object. For example, exercise book. You put on the table and you ask. You take the cup apart. You take it and you put it apart. You say, is the cup on the table? They are going to tell you that no. Now you ask the question, what is on the table? They are going to say, exercise book is on the table. They may put article or not, it doesn't matter. Because the problem is here to know the use of on. Now, sentences. Sentences. We write grammar. Grammar. The use of on. The use of on. Now, sentences. Sentences. You write sentences on the blackboard. For example, a pen is on the table. A pen is on the table. Mongolais sits on the bench. Mongolais sits on the bench. You ask them to read the first sentence. You ask them to read the first sentence. You point at a pupil. You say, read the first sentence. He is or she is going to read. A pen is on the table. The second, Mongolais sits on the bench. You ask them, what is the saying in those sentences? They are going to tell you that use, on. And you underline on. You ask them, what is the nature of on? They are going to ignore because they don't know, they are learners. Now, you are going to tell them that on is a preposition. On is a preposition. Now, use. So, form first. You start by form. Form. So that you make the use of on. You call a pupil to underline where is the subject or what is the subject. Then you write here subject plus what? We have a pen is subject. Mongolais is subject. Plus what? Plus verb. Plus verb. Mine too. What does it mean, mine too? It means that the verb can't be a pen to is no. So we have mine too plus the structure taught, which is on, plus now what we say complement. So this is the structure. This is the form of the structure taught. Now the use. What does on express? In a sentence, it expresses what? On expresses charge supporting. Charge supporting. We have it expresses charge supporting. Or beneath. It means that something supports the charge of someone or of something else, or someone supports the charge of another person. That's what we use on. But this is not all. Next time we are going to develop the other uses of on, because we can use on even about the day. For example, on Monday, on Saturday, So this lesson will come later on. You make now what we call reinforcement. The reinforcement here, you have to ask pupils to make sentences with the use of on. If you're not in the classroom, you may give them an assignment or a homework so that they go to realize it at home and then bring last day, next day, to school in order to be solved together. Look at the way you can teach preposition on to pupils. Thank you very much. See you next time for another English structure. I thank you.